for the technical glitch. We were discussing about transport. So transport is very important. This is very simple to understand that transport is important in case of any kind of business or any kind of trade activities. The northern roadway route is believed to have stretched originally from Bengal to Taxila. There were trade routes in south spreading east and west. Trade routes were structurally wide and suitable for speed and safety. So what we understand here is transport was also present through land and sea at the time of ancient India, where trade was being promoted and enhanced. Next is trading commodities strengthened. Trading communities strengthened. In different parts of the country, different communities dominated trade. Punjabi, Multani merchants handled business in the northern region, while managed the trade in the states, while the Bhatts managed the trade in states of Gujarat and Rajasthan. In western states, in western India, these groups were called Mahajan. In urban centers such as Ahmedabad, the Mahajan community collectively represented by their chief called Nagar Seth. So there were different traders and different merchants, and also there were different various names for them in different parts of the country. Next is merchant corporations. The merchant community also derived power and prestige from guilds, which are autonomous corporations formed to protect the interest of the traders. Nowadays, as we have labor union, transport union, and different types of organizations and communities for different groups of people, there were also merchant corporations at that time. The ferry tax was another source of income generation. It had to be paid for passengers, goods, cattle and cars. The right to receive the labor tax was usually transferred to the local bodies. Also, trade and industry taxes were a major source of revenue. Traders had to pay octroi duty that were levied on most of the imported articles at varying rates. They were paid either in cash or kind. So, these corporations generally organized formal basis, framed their own rules and membership and professional code of conduct, which even kings were supposed to accept and respect. So the merchant corporations were formed to protect the interest of the traders and merchants. Next is major trade centers. There were different trade centers in all the parts of the country. The major of them was Patliputra, Peshawar, Takshila, Indraprasth, Mathura, Varanasi, Mithila, Ujjain, Surat, Kanchi, Madura, Broch, Kaveripatta and Tamralipiti. These were the major trade centers in the ancient India. Now major exports and imports. Exports consisted of spices, wheat, sugar, indigo, opium, sesame oil, cotton, parrot, live animals and animal products, hides, skin, fur, horns, tortoise shells, pearls, sapphires, quartz, crystal, lapis, lazuli, granites, turquoise and copper, etc. Imports were generally of items like horses, animal products, Chinese silk, flax, linen, wine, gold, silver, tin, copper, rubies, coral, glass, amber, etc. Position of Indian subcontinent in the world economy from 1 AD up to 1991. Between the 1st and the 7th centuries, India is estimated to have the largest economy of the ancient and medieval world, controlling about 1/3 and 1/4 of the world's wealth. The country was often referred to as Swarna Bhumi and Swarnadweep in the writings of many travelers such as Megasthenes, Faxian, Zunazang, Swanhang, Biruni. Also, they repeatedly refer to the prosperity of the country. The pre-colonial period in Indian history was an age of prosperity for the Indian economy and made the Europeans embark great voyage of discovery. Initially, they came to plunder, but soon realized the rewards of the trade exchange of gold and silver. Despite growing commercial sector, it is evident that 18th century India was far behind Western Europe in technology, innovation and ideas. So what does it mean? India was a great trade center and a huge economy in the world before the 18th century. The British Empire began to take roots in India in the mid 18th century. The East India Company used revenue generated by the provinces under its rule for purchasing Indian raw materials, spices, and goods. The continuous inflow of bullion that used to come on account of foreign trade stopped. This changed the condition of the Indian economy from being an exporter of processed goods to the importer of raw materials and buyer of manufactured goods. In this way, the British East India Company earned all the revenues of the province and used it in importing the materials in India. Also, in case of, apart from being an exporter of goods, India started being importer of raw materials and buyer of manufactured goods. India begins to re-industrialize. After the independence, the process of rebuilding economy started and India went for centralized planning. The first 5-year plan was implemented in 1952. After the independence, India started to rebuild the economy and the first 5-year plan was implemented in the year 1952. Due importance was given to the technology, modern industries and scientific institutes, space and nuclear programs. Also, different various efforts were made to rebuild the economy of the country and 5-year plans were implemented. Even today, there are many programs of the government like Make in India, Skill India, Digital India. These all are under the government programs to help the country and the economy to grow. And also, it is the part of foreign trade policy 2015 to 2020. And it's expected to help the economy in terms of exports and imports and the trade balance. We'll stop our class for today with this much. If you have any queries, you can text me personally on WhatsApp. I want all of you to watch these videos very carefully, and if you find any queries, please let me know on WhatsApp personally. Till then, stay home, stay safe, and thank you very much. Bye.